The woman stood before the glass window, gazing out at the torrential rain. Suddenly, she thought she saw a figure in the window across the street. Confused, she stared out the window and discovered a man standing there, staring straight at her. Before she could react, her husband called her name. She thought she must be too tired and had seen things. Without giving it much thought, she returned to bed and fell asleep. The next day, the woman woke up and sat on the sofa watching TV, only to unexpectedly see a shocking news report. A murder had occurred in the building across the street. The victim was a young woman. This reminded the woman of the man outside her window last night. She hurriedly told her husband everything. Her husband went to investigate and found nothing across the way. He reassured her that it was probably just a coincidence. Worried she was making her husband overly anxious, she stopped mentioning it. But the incident had cast a shadow over her heart. Every time she walked down the street, she felt someone following her. Yet when she stopped and looked back, she saw only passers-by. She thought it was a hallucination caused by nervous tension. To relax, she went into a movie theater. But shortly after sitting down, a man followed her inside. Her instincts screamed he was stalking her. Trembling, she turned to catch his face, but fearing exposure, she glimpsed only a shoe. In that instant, he even leaned closer toward her. Intense unease made her feel like she was sitting on pins and needles. She immediately rose and fled. Better safe than sorry. Running out of the theater, she entered a supermarket. As she began selecting items, she noticed a man staring at her. Assuming he was just another customer, she turned to leave, but after taking a few steps, she realized he was following her. She cautiously glanced back, only to see the exact same shoes as the man in the theater. This filled her with terror. Convinced he was stalking her, she hurriedly fled the scene. In her panic, she knocked over several glass bottles. Hearing the commotion, the man looked in that direction. The woman immediately hid in a nearby emergency exit. Peering cautiously out the window, she saw the man had indeed followed her. Just as she was at a loss, a supermarket employee suddenly called out to her, telling her there was a back door on the side she could escape through. She rushed there and successfully escaped. Back home, she firmly told her husband someone had been following her. He found it hard to believe. That night, her husband took her back to the supermarket. They asked staff to retrieve the surveillance footage. The footage showed the man lurking outside the store, while she hid near the emergency exit. But her husband thought there might be blind spots in the cameras. The wife remained wary. She pulled out her phone and snapped a photo of the man. After returning home, her husband suddenly received an overtime notice, leaving her alone. But the events of the day kept her awake. Terrified, she called her husband, hoping he'd return soon, only to be told he couldn't. After hanging up, she walked to the window. She wanted to confirm if the man was truly peering across. Fortunately, the windows of the building opposite remained tightly shut. Just as she was about to breathe a sigh of relief, there was a sudden knock at the door.